Alex's old Intel-based Mac has broken down and Apple has just released the latest MacBook Pro M4. Alex decides it's the perfect time to switch to the new MacBook Pro. Alex heads to the Apple Store at TRX Exchange. Upon arrival, a store employee greets him.
Hello. How may I help you?
Hey, I am looking for a MacBook Pro with the M4 chip.
I'm so sorry, but we're currently out of stock.
What? I've been saving up for months. How can Apple not have stock?
I understand. But don't worry. Apple's supply chain is always working to replenish inventory quickly.
Alright, fine. How does Apple make sure it gets more stock?
Let me walk you through it. When stock runs low, Apple's system automatically triggers a purchase requisition. This document lists everything needed for production, like aluminum casings for MacBooks, Retina displays, battery units, and circuit boards. It also includes the quantity and expected delivery date.
Who decides what goes on the list?
It's based on real-time data from Apple's inventory system. If production facilities need materials, a purchase requisition is created to request them.
So, after the request is approved, does Apple just place an order?
Not yet. First, Apple checks if the needed materials are already available in its global warehouses. If they are shipped to the right location. If not, the request moves to external sourcing.
How does Apple find suppliers for the missing materials?
Apple has a source list, which includes pre-approved suppliers. These vendors meet Apple's high standards for quality, reliability, and sustainability.
So Apple only works with trusted suppliers?
Exactly. Some suppliers have long-term agreements, while others compete for contracts. That brings us to the next step, getting price quotes.
What if Apple doesn't have a supplier for a specific part?
In that case, Apple sends out a request for quotation, RFQ, asking suppliers for their best price, delivery time, and quality standards.
How does Apple decide which supplier to pick?
It's not just about price. Apple looks at past performance, ethical sourcing, environmental impact, and reliability. Only the best suppliers are selected. Once chosen, Apple issues a purchase order, PO, to the vendor.
What happens when the materials arrive?
They go through goods receipt, where Apple checks if everything matches the order, correct quantity, quality, and compliance with Apple's standards. If something's wrong, the shipment is either rejected or replaced.
When do the suppliers get paid?
After Apple confirms the materials are correct, the supplier sends an invoice. Apple matches it against the PO and goods received. If everything aligns, payment is processed.
Whoa! Where am I? What just happened?
Relax. We're not done yet. That was just material management. Now, we've entered production planning. Before Apple can assemble products, we need a solid plan to manage production.
Okay, so what's next?
We start with bills of material, BOM, a detailed list of every component needed to manufacture a MacBook Pro. But that's just the beginning.
Wow, that's a lot of parts. How does Apple keep track of all these?
That's where the bills of material, BOM, comes in. It's a complete list of all raw materials, components, and assemblies needed to build a MacBook Pro. Every tiny screw and circuit is accounted for.
So, does Apple just gather these materials and start building?
Not quite. First, we need to figure out the exact sequence of steps to assemble the product. That's called routing.
Routing? Like giving directions?
Exactly. Routing tells the factory workers and machines what steps to follow, which tools to use, and how long each step should take. This ensures efficiency and quality.
So now, we're ready to build?
Not yet. We first need to predict demand to avoid overproduction or shortages. That's where forecasting comes in.
Apple already knows how many MacBooks people will buy.
Not exactly, but we use past sales data, market trends, and pre-orders to predict demand. This helps us align production with expected sales. Everything is planned carefully. This ties into sales and operations planning, which balances demand with production capacity.
Does Apple always build MacBooks ahead of time?
It depends. We have two main strategies. First strategy is make-to-stock, MTS. We produce in advance based on forecasts, so products are ready to ship when customers order. Second strategy is make-to-order, MTO. Production starts only when an order is placed, used for custom Mac configurations.
That's smart. So what happens after the plan is set?
Next, we create a master production schedule, MPS, a timeline that tells factories exactly what to produce and when.
So this is like a calendar for making MacBooks.
Exactly. It prevents bottlenecks and shortages. Along with MPS, we use material requirement planning, MRP, to ensure we have enough parts at the right time.
What if something's missing?
Then we create a planned order to get the materials we need. If everything is available, we move to production orders and start manufacturing.
Now we're finally building the MacBook, right?
Yes. Once we confirm material availability, we release the order, schedule production, and start assembling.
What happens if something goes wrong?
That's why we do an availability check before production starts. We also have multiple quality checkpoints.
So materials don't just show up at the assembly line?
Nope. They must be properly withdrawn from inventory and tracked. Once assembly is complete, the system logs confirmations to update production progress.
Now they're ready to ship.
Almost. The final step is order settlement, where Apple ensures all production costs are recorded, and any excess materials are returned to inventory. Then, the finished MacBooks are sent for distribution.
Okay, we've done material management and production planning. That means we're done, right?
Not yet. There's still one final process left: sales and distribution. This ensures that your MacBook Pro gets into your hands.
Alright, what happens first?
It starts with a customer inquiry. People can check Apple's website or visit an Apple store to ask about product availability, pricing, and features. After that, Apple provides a quotation and official response detailing prices, possible discounts, and terms.
So if I ask about a bulk purchase, Apple will give me a customized quote?
Yes. Once a customer confirms the purchase, we create a sales order. This document includes all order details such as quantity, customer information, and delivery schedule.
How does Apple decide when to deliver?
That's handled through backward and forward scheduling. If you select a delivery date, Apple schedules production and shipping accordingly. If Apple sets the date, it schedules everything backward from that point. Now, we determine the best shipping route. Apple ensures that each order reaches customers as quickly and efficiently as possible, considering factors like warehouse location and delivery address.
That's why my MacBook arrives so fast.
Yes. Before shipping, Apple checks product availability. The system also ensures the correct pricing is applied and performs a credit check if needed.
So if I buy on installment, Apple checks if I'm eligible?
Yes. Once approved, the order proceeds. The shipping process begins. This includes picking, packing, and issuing a post-goods issue, meaning ownership officially transfers from Apple to the customer.
So it's officially my MacBook at this stage?
Yep. Then, we generate a delivery document that details the shipping information. This is followed by billing, creating an invoice for the customer. Finally, the payment is processed through systems like Malaysia Switch and Machine or the official Apple Store in TRX Exchange for local transactions.
So after this, I finally get my MacBook?
Exactly. The order is complete, and your product is on its way.
That was a long process. But now, I can finally buy my MacBook.
thanks to Apple's efficient supply chain. Here is your MacBook Pro M4. Enjoy!
That's the end of the video. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Created using Powtoon.